Hello, this is Charlene. I'm the host of the Southern Gal Show, and we're going to talk about herbs today to boost your immune system. One of the things, what I have in my hand here, I went out to the garden. Now, it's a little early here to be growing, planting herbs. We'll plant them in a few weeks. But these came back from last year because we had a really mild winter. But I've got parsley here. You can see this is a flat leaf parsley. And then I've got a lot of that. It came back really hardly. This is a curly leaf parsley, which has got the little curly leaves on it. And this is what we call rosemary. And it's got little spikes on it. And I'm going to show you what to do with that in a little bit. Well, with all of these. But I did a Facebook Live the other day on parsley, but I'll talk a little bit more about parsley today too. But herbs have been around since ancient times before they had medicine like we have in the Western world. In lots of countries, they still don't have medicine like we do. They had herbs, and that's what they use. Now, we've evolved from that, obviously, and I'm not saying go out and use these herbs to fight the coronavirus or something. They don't know what's going to help with that yet. No, it's too new. It's a new virus. It's not, corona isn't new, but this strand is new. So, but what we're saying is you can use herbs to really boost your immune system, and that's going to keep you a lot healthier no matter what comes along, no matter what it is, even with heart disease or cancer. Just you want to have a good immune system because that's what fights off these things. And when your immune system gets weakened, that's why older people often have weakened immune systems and they're more apt to have serious complications. So keeping your body healthy is, we talked about the blue zones in one of my shows. Eating the right kinds of food, exercising, getting plenty of sleep, not smoking, and I even say not drinking too much. But those things will make a big difference on how strong your body really is. And exercise, obviously, is another biggie. So these herbs have been around for a very long time to help us in laboratory studies, sometimes test tube studies only, or animal studies. It shows that some of these herbs can be very beneficial to us. I actually use them myself, and I'm going to tell you some things that I do on kind of a daily basis to help fight off flus and colds. And I tend to not get those things. I just seem to have a real good immune system, and yet I don't have the strongest immune system either. I still have to work on mine. But common, simple things like basil, sage, oregano, and then parsley, garlic, and we're going to talk about those. But even lesser things like astragalus and elderberry. Now, the elderberry's become very popular in the last few years. You can buy the gummies, and these are gummies here. That's how most people take them. You can buy the syrup. I do take elderberry every day, especially right now with the coronavirus going around. But elderberry, you have to be careful. This stuff here has a gram of sugar for each one of these little things. I even have some, and I can't even take them. They have 4 grams. To me, that's more sugar than I want because a lot of these things you buy will have sugar in them. And you have to be careful. You can't just go out and eat wild elderberries because they're poisonous. So you have to, I would prefer buying them that are already manufactured. But I did find a sugar-free elderberry syrup online, and I'm going to order it, and I'm going to put stevia in it if I need something in it. So I'm going to get some sugar-free. But people are taking these, and they're a good thing to do. Other things you can do, though, is look at some of your herbs. For example, rosemary. And I grow this. I have a big pot that I grow rosemary in. I invested in a lot of big pots and earth boxes years ago. If you buy the good concrete pots, they'll last forever and ever and ever. If you buy the ones made out of kind of papery stuff, but they look good, but they really, in the rain, in a year or two, they're going to start falling apart on you. They won't last. So if you'll find the concrete ones, the real ones, I call them, on sale, or earth boxes, you get them on sale. You can find them on sale. The more at the end of the season, they're not going to be this time of year. Just get whatever you can right now. But start growing. I highly encourage you to grow your own herbs and dehydrate them. I grow sage, oregano, rosemary, thyme. This little plant right here is called lemon balm. We're going to talk about lemon balm. It's really good for lots of things besides being some antiviral in it. Lemon balm, if you put it in your yard, though, it'll pretty much take over just like mint. Mint will just take over your yard. I would highly recommend you only put mint and lemon balm in a pot. Parsley and some other things you could put in your yard. It would be okay. But, and I grow oregano, uh, thyme. I grow a lot of herbs, and I water them. Pretty much you have to water them almost every day unless it rains. But there's no bugs. I just don't have a bug. I've never sprayed an herb. Bugs just don't bother them. They have natural kind of things they put out. That's why when we get into a talk here in a little bit about essential oils, they have these natural ways they protect themselves, and that then is the oils made from the plant, so it has that natural ability in it too. But the thing with when you're growing herbs, grow them. You need them in a sunny spot. Obviously, they need some sun. Now, my parsley I've found over the years works best for me if I have some partial shade during the day and not that real hot evening sun. Rosemary and lemon balm, they like full sun. Hot sun doesn't bother them. But some of your parsleys and things, they kind of like a little cooler and just not in the shade, but just partial shade. I like to, where mine are, they only get morning sunlight and filtered through the day, and they don't get any in the afternoon. But I take my rosemary. I've got some here. I'll show you. You see this has little spiky things on it? Those little spiky things, you pull these off when they get dry. You pick them, like I just picked this, so it's not even dry. I'll let it sit for about a day. I don't let them sit too long. They'll start molding on you if you're not careful. But you pull these off, and they sticky, and they smell like rosemary. And it's just part of it. It's got a very distinct smell like garlic does. It doesn't smell like garlic, but it's a very distinct smell. But then I take those, I dehydrate them first. I'll take that back. And then I pull these little things off over a cookie sheet or something. Then I have a little $10, $12 coffee grinder that I grind my herbs in. Because you want this rosemary in particular ground up in little pieces, because these little spiky things can get caught in your throat. I've had it happen to me, and I know other people have, and it's not very pleasant when that happens. So I just grind it up, and then you can use it however you want to. So that's kind of how I do that. Now, my parsley, I find it doesn't dehydrate well. Oregano does extremely well. Sage and all the other herbs. I just dehydrate them, put them in my spice grinder, grind them up, put them in little jars, and I've got them. You can package them up and put them in the freezer. So you can have this antiviral immune system benefit all year long, which is really what you want to do. But always, anytime you're adding herbs, consult with your healthcare provider, because some herbs can be problematic, especially if you take too much with certain medicines. Most herbs are pretty mild, but the ones I'm going to talk about today are some of the stronger herbs that are more antiviral, and they are stronger. And you don't want to take large quantities of herbs either. That's never a good idea. Small quantities is good enough. You don't need a whole bunch. But let's talk about rosemary. It's very fragrant. It grows in the Mediterranean area, but parsley does too. But it also grows here in the South and the Midwest. You can use it in cooking, all kinds of dishes. You know, people do rosemary chicken. You can put it in dressings. You can put it in soups and stews. I put mine in soups and stews all the time. It's a member of the mint family. It's good in dishes. It's a good source of iron, calcium, and vitamin B6, as well as having some immune boosting properties. It generally has been known to help relieve muscle pain, improve memory, and boost the immune system and the circulatory system, and promote hair growth. So, hey, rosemary's good stuff. Might want to add that to whatever you're doing. Very high doses, though. No, we're talking very high. You probably are not going to eat a high dose. But if you, well, I'm going to tell you right now, you don't want to. It can cause vomiting, coma, and other things that would be dangerous. So a little bit of rosemary is good for you. A whole lot would not be good for you. So don't be drinking tons of rosemary tea or something. Now, oregano is another plant I do grow, but I didn't pick any. Well, it's not up yet, really. I haven't planted it this year. Mine comes back every year. And what I do with rosemary and oregano, because they do come back, after a year or two, they'll start getting root bound, big roots in the pot. And I like my rosemary's that way now because it's big. I'm going to dig that out of there. I'm going to cut it apart with a knife, and I'm going to replant sprigs of that rosemary. And I'll do my oregano the same way. Or you can buy it every year if you want to. But oregano is popular, obviously, in pizza. We all know we associate oregano with pizza. But it's also very good it has a lot of antiviral properties. Now, one thing a lot of people use nowadays is oregano essential oil. It's a very powerful oil, and you want to be careful that you don't overdo it. It's a hot oil too, so you want to mix your oil, especially these I'm going to talk about today. Mix them with a carrier like olive oil or some kind of any kind of carrier oil, coconut oil, whatever you want. A drop or two goes a long way. But if you're having congestion in your chest and things, sometimes these oils, especially something like eucalyptus, can help with that breathing. I think there's even, and I may be wrong, and I'm not recommending you use Vicks Vapor Rub, but I believe it has eucalyptus in it. That's why it works. But it's got petroleum in it too, so I don't use that. But you can get the benefits from these natural things that, again, they might just help you out if you're sick. I wouldn't go around using rosemary if I didn't need it for something, because it's a very powerful thing. You can eat it in oregano all you want to, and that would be good for you. Just add it to more of your spaghettis and pizzas and things like that you might be making. Another one is your elderberry, and we talked about the elderberry gummies and liquids, syrups. Elderberry has especially becoming popular now in the juice and things because people are finding that it really helps build their immune systems. It stimulates the immune system. In a review of 4 studies in 1980, elderberry supplements were found to substantially reduce upper respiratory symptoms caused by viral infections. No, that's kind of what's going around right now. I'm taking elderberry and I don't have any symptoms, but until this whole viral thing gets through, I'm probably going to be taking it. But that's up to you and your healthcare provider. Before we go any further, I'm going to talk about garlic and lemon balm and some things in a minute. But we're going to go to a commercial break, and I will be right back.
Hey guys, I'm Sharita.
And I'm Chris.
And we want to invite you guys to join us on Thursdays for a Battle Ready Marriage show. It starts at 8:30 Eastern Time and 7:30 Central. Chris, tell us what it's about.
So on the Battle Ready Marriage, we talk about different things. Mainly these 3 things. So we want to transform relationships, take it to the next level. We want to battle ready marriages. And if you're just starting and you want to go into a relationship, we teach you how to prepare for that relationship and make it one for the ages. Again, my name is Coach Chris.
And I'm Sharita. And we want you to go out and dominate your space.
Okay, we are back, and I'm going to talk about garlic. Garlic is one of my favorite. I eat it every day. Some people don't. You kind of get used to it, but once you get used to it, actually, I like it. I look forward to it. But garlic is a very popular natural remedy for a wide variety of viral infections. It's good for your eyes. It's good to stop infections really almost anywhere in your body. Animal studies and test tubes now indicate that garlic enhances the immune system response by stimulating protective immune cells, which can safeguard against viral infections. Experiments also show garlic has specific compounds, and that's that allicin that we hear about, found in garlic, is highly effective at killing countless microorganisms responsible for some of the most common and the rarest infections, including pneumonia, thrush, herpes, tuberculosis. Now, those are experiments they've done. Garlic can be used in a lot of ways, and let me tell you how I prefer it. I take a garlic, and I've already minced this up. This is minced up here. Let me find my little knife. I brought one in here, but I don't see it right now. Well, here it is. Okay, I've already minced this up. You can take this, and you can mix. I've got just a tad of butter there, just a little tad, and you mix it with that garlic. You could use coconut oil if you wanted to. This is plant-based butter. But you mix that together with that garlic, and it makes a little paste, kind of. Let me get my cracker here. I've got a cracker, and I'll smear that on one cracker. And that's 1 clove of garlic, and I'll eat that every day. It's spicy, and you'll want something to drink if you eat it. But that right there, 1 a day is going to be enough. Again, garlic's like anything else. You don't need 10 cloves. It'll probably make you sick. But 1, 2 during the viral season wouldn't hurt. If you're sick, 1 or 2 a day would be good for you. 1 a day can just help in so many different areas. So I just highly recommend it. I like it. Now, we talked a minute ago about lemon balm. That's this little plant right here. I don't know if you can see it very well. These grow in my garden in a pot. Again, don't plant that in your yard. It'll take over. I have a big pot. It's come back every year. I planted it one time. I've had it 5 or 6 years. It may be getting root bound in there, but now I might need to dig some of it up and see. Rosemary gets very root bound in a year or two. Oregano can get pretty root bound too, but this probably is, and I probably need to dig it up. But let me tell you a little bit about lemon balm with its medicinal qualities. It's a concentration of, it's often found in essential oils, and its plant compounds are antiviral. Test tube studies have shown that it has antiviral effects against avian influenza, which was the bird flu, and the herpes virus and HIV-1. It's also good for memory and mood. You can make tea out of it. It's very sort of relaxes you, elevates your mood a little bit. You can make just again a tea. You can make teas with thyme. You make them with rosemary, but it won't taste so good. But let me about thyme. I'll talk about thyme just right now. I'll talk about making teas. I'll make lemonade every day. I take a lemon every day and I squeeze it fresh. If you can't go to the store and get lemons, then I guess you can't. But we don't go to the store much. When I go, I'll pick up a bag of lemons. Squeeze one every day, and lemon is really, it's high in vitamin C, and you need a lot of vitamin C to fight off infections. Vitamin C is highly recommended. Lemon is highly recommended. Then I'll take that lemon, squeeze it, put it in water in a pitcher with some stevia because I don't want sugar in it. And I will add things too. I'll pour it in a glass. Now your greens, like your thyme and stuff, if you let them sit too long in a drink, they'll start tasting what I call grassy. So I like to just make it, let it set for a little bit, and then go ahead and drink it. So I might take just a little bit of that lemon, maybe 1 or 2 cups, one cup usually, what I'm going to drink. I'll heat that up just barely warm. And I'll have just a little bit of thyme leaves in there. I don't have any thyme in here with me. But I have powdered thyme, not powdered thyme, but thyme that I dried last year. You know, just thyme you buy in the store, dried. That's what I'm talking about. It's just dried. And I'll put just a few tiny little bit of leaves in that lemon, and then I'll drink that. Especially if I feel like I'm coming down with something, I'll start drinking that once or twice a day. I don't drink it all the time otherwise, but right now I'm kind of taking extra precautions and keeping my immune system strong. But thyme has a lot of really good benefits in it for that, and it's an easy way to get it down. You can put a little bit of parsley in your lemon. I also put ginger powder. I'll put just a little bit. I'll sprinkle some fresh ginger. This is just ginger root powdered up. If you have fresh ginger root, that's even better. Put a few slices in there. But right now, I've only got the powdered because, again, I'm staying out of the stores. But put a little bit of that in your lemonade, and I'll just leave it in the pitcher. It doesn't make it taste bad or anything. But you can kind of make your ginger lemon teas. You can make your thyme in there with your ginger lemon teas. That way you're getting the lemon, you're getting the vitamin C, you're getting other good things that lemons have in them, lots of good things. But, you know, they're recommending lots of vitamin C, you know, zinc, elderberry, but I'm adding some thymes and some herbs in there. Now, another thing you can do with your essential oils like thyme, if you don't want to, you know, use dried thyme, you can diffuse these too. Obviously, a lot of people know about diffusing. And another thing that I heard a doctor, scientist, Greg Braden, the other day, he's a world-renowned scientist, and he said drink, and I'm not normally a proponent of things like this, but I am drinking it right now, emergency, because it does have some sugar in it. I only do half a package, but these kind of things can be helpful when you can get them at Walmarts and places and order them online. This is strawberry kiwi, you can get orange, you can get raspberry. He recommends that every day, and I've got my son drinking it, and my kids drink it. It's really, it's probably pretty good for right now to be drinking. It does have some things in it that I'm not real crazy about. I just like natural products better. But lemon balm is really good to add. You can add peppermint, because that's in the mint family. I raise my mint too. I don't plant it in the ground; it'll take over your yard. But I have a big pot, and I'll raise mint every year. And I dry it, so I always have fresh mint. Well, fresh dried mint, let's say, for my teas. Echinacea is another really good thing that most people are very familiar with. You can get in capsule form. Licorice is a traditional Chinese medicine. It's been used for centuries. Test tube studies show that it helps with some different kinds of viruses. Astragalus is another old Chinese remedy, and that's something else. I have it in capsule. I think you can buy it in powder too, but that's immune enhancing. And you don't have to do all these. Just pick out some that are easy for you. We talked about ginger. You can obviously put that in teas, and if you do the ginger, well, even the ginger powder or the fresh root, you put it in all kinds of dishes that you cook. I mean, stir fries and all kinds of stuff. So there's lots and lots of recipes you can look up online for ginger. Ginger compounds are really help lower the risk of infections. They inhibit the growth of many different kinds of bacteria. Studies have shown it's effective again. It's a good inflammatory, keeps inflammation down in your body. And they say that coronavirus, you get a really inflamed sore throat. I would think some warm ginger tea, some warm lemon with some ginger in there, powdered ginger in there, or fresh, which would be better. And drink that down 3 or 4 times a day. With, if you need a little stevia in it, do that. But drinking that down would be really good. Now, a lot of people say use, honey. I don't do honey because of the sugar. I can't have the sugar. But if you can, that might be okay too, because honey has some antibacterial properties in it too. But the gingerol and gingers have been shown in studies to inhibit viral infections. So definitely would recommend the ginger with the lemon and a little stevia or honey in it. And then some people put just a pinch of cayenne pepper. And let me tell you another one that's really good is Tulsi tea. Now, I just buy the tea bags. I think I do have some powdered Tulsi in there. I have a lot of different powdered things that I have bought. But things like Tulsi tea, which is really, really good for you to drink. It's got some antiviral properties in it too. And then I've got one here called hibiscus, ginger, and goji berry tea. Now, again, these are not going to be as strong as your fresh herbs. And here's one that's green tea, lemongrass, and spearmint. Those teas are really good, and you can add them, even add some fresh lemon in there too if you wanted to. Eucalyptus. Eucalyptus is most known nowadays in essential oils. And it really can be good to diffuse, to open up your airways. I know just breathing it, like I said, people have, I think it's in Vicks Vapor Rub, but I do not recommend the petroleum. But you can get eucalyptus essential oil, and you can make a paste with, not a paste, but a rub with coconut oil and kind of rub that on your chest too. That way you'll breathe it in. Again, don't overdo it. And they don't recommend it for babies or I don't know what age, I'm not sure what age child could even use it. Talk to your healthcare provider and find that out. But tree tea oil is another one that has a lot of good properties in it. Contains ingredients that can help with viral infections. Basil is another one. And that's where that holy basil, that Tulsi tea, I'll find my packet here. This is a member of the basil family. Holy basil is known as Tulsi, and it increases your immunity. Now, I've drank this a lot all year round. It may help fight, studies show, viral infections. It isn't going to hurt anything. It boosts your immune system. In a 4-week study in 24 healthy adults, 300 milligrams of holy basil extract significantly increased levels of helper T cells, natural killer cells, which both help defend your body against viral infections. Now, that's pretty powerful right there. It's enough to make me want to drink it, that's for sure. And then we talked about thyme. Thyme is good too. It's an herb that helps soothe. And again, that thyme tea, you can flavor it with your lemon. Use your lemon in there and your thyme and your water. I like it warm. They're saying warm things now help clear that virus out of your throat. I don't know, but it tastes good warm, so why not? But thyme can help with soothe the cough. It can help with bronchitis, whooping cough. And it's really just easy to make. And again, I would recommend, right now you get these the best way you can. You can order dried herbs online. You can order them from health food stores online. You can get them in your grocery stores. They're probably been on the shelves or storage houses in the grocery stores for a while. You might want to order them. I don't know. It's up to you, but they're gonna all be somewhat effective. I just like fresh the best. I know that mine that I make, I've only had it for a year, so I know it's only a year old. It's not 5 years old or 10, and that can make a difference. I have gotten herbs in the store, like I can open this and smell it, and it smells like rosemary. I've opened some herbs I bought in the store in the little jars. They don't smell like anything. It makes me wonder if there's much left in it because it's maybe too old. If they don't smell like anything, then I don't know. I like fresh is best. But right now you might have to just use what you can get too. So we talked about echinacea being really good, but beyond vitamins, like we said, vitamin C, and you can also, they're recommending you take zinc. Now, zinc is something you can get too much of. You need to do some research on zinc. But when you're sick, you can take a little more than you would otherwise. But these might be some things that you might want to keep around your house and order online if you can't get to the stores. And I think more and more people obviously are ordering online. I've ordered a few things because I don't want to go to the stores right now myself. But keep some things around, maybe some natural remedies. And if you have grown herbs and you have dried them, right now is the time to get them out and start using them. Don't wait till you get sick and then start trying to take all this stuff at one time. Just start doing some things now. Take your vitamin. You need to take vitamin C all the time. It's such a good antiviral, immune boosting thing to take. And if you can get vitamin C, a lot of it's in lemons and limes and oranges and things like that. That's your really good source of vitamin C because it's the synergy in food that works. I do take vitamin C supplements right now, especially, but I'm drinking fresh lemon juice every day, and I do that year round. So nothing new for me, but I make a pitcher up every day and drink it. And if your pitcher's very big, you might need 2 lemons in there. I have sometimes put 2 in. And I have put drops. I'm okay with, I have very high pure. If your essential oils are very, very, very pure, you can put a drop or 2 of that lemon essential oil in your pitcher too, which is really kind of flavors it. But and then sometimes I'll put a pack of this emergency in my pitcher, and I'll put in, like I said, some of my ginger. I'll put a little ginger in there. So I just kind of flavor it up and get it, not only flavors good, but also has some different immune enhancing properties in there. You can keep yourself strong and healthy, and they're saying that this virus is more seriously affecting people that their immune systems are already weakened or compromised. So if you'll do some of these things to help boost your immune system, most kids love garlic bread. Make them some fresh garlic bread. I mean, get that garlic down them every day if you can. If you can like that, it's just spicy. I mean, that's all. I mean, I like it. I don't know what to say. I guess you could put your little piece of parsley on there on top of it and eat it too. But get these things down. So in summary, research suggests the ingredients in these herbs and oils can really help us fight infections. So let's just start doing these things on a daily basis and try to incorporate them year round.
That matter. If you want to hear more of these stories, go over to ordinarypeople.tv/join today.